Splow. What up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, A.D. Walker, the Pusha di Groa di Motivator. Thank you for being here, being a part of all that we do. Um, Happy after the Father's Day. Good morning. Just being silly. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part of all that we do. Appreciate you. Appreciate my peoples. Thank you guys for being here. Today, we're discussing accountability. What does accountability look like? How do we hold each other accountable? How do we motivate each other to go to the next level in life? All that and then some. And we're going to talk about how we are accountable and the things that we do. So first up, um, be sure to join our text community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And again, welcome to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, the broadcast version. So what I need you to do, like right now, let's see, split up a little bit. Like right now, is to share, because sharing is caring. And all of my people that are part of my text community already, make sure you are sharing the text to everybody. Share the text to everybody. So again, today we're talking about accountability. I pray that all my fathers had a great Father's Day and enjoyed their celebration. I did. I'm gonna post some pictures later on the Facebook. But yeah, I had a great Father's Day hanging out with my children and my wife. Um, had a good dinner. Um, but yeah, we always have a great time together, and I appreciate my family, all that they do for me, even throughout the year. You know, they are a blessing, and I'm thankful. I couldn't have asked for a better family. Um, but I had a wonderful Father's Day, wonderful um, Father's Day, and it was a great day, great day. So um, I pray, again, I pray all my brothers have enjoyed their day. What up, Richard? As well. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Again, we are the Brothers of Legacy, where we don't stand out, we stand up. Oh, she said, "We love you, honey. You deserve so much more." Oh. But I do. I appreciate them. But we're going to talk about accountability, right? They are, I don't know. Sometimes, okay, you know, and we're going to dig into it more, but you have to, especially as a man, laying the seeds or foundation to what you want to happen, not only in just certain parts of your life and your family. Um, you got to lay certain seeds. You have to have a certain talk, a certain demeanor, as far as just, what you put in is what you get out. And of course, we're talking about accountability. But the saying that the Bible always speaks about, that everyone is taken in their special ways, but you reap. What you sow is what you reap, right? And for clarification, you reap, you sow strife, you get you get that back. Oh, you sow love, that's what you get back. These are the things. These are the principles, and in your household, what are you sowing is what you're going to reap. Um, and and sometimes some people are like, well, I'm not doing these bad things, but what are you doing? What kind of seeds are you planting? And sometimes if you're ignoring the land, you're going to get thorns, thistles, and weeds. So even you're not being attentive to what's happening in your garden, you're going to get something back. Just like I have spots in my grass. I have an area like close to the house that I've not tended to but something's going to grow. Either I'm going to intentionally put something there to one, counter the weeds and then put a seed for something to grow, or if I'm going to lead it, the weeds are like, oh yeah, it's party time because no one is tending this space. Um, so definitely it matters, what are you tending to? Let's see. Pray for my friend Emmanuel in hospital the day before Father's Day, blood clot emergency, Martian. Definitely praying for full recovery. Um, but yeah, so like I said, I had an amazing Father's Day, but I don't know, like if I was out of line or not being good to my family, I would probably get something because I'm here and I'm present. Um, but the extra that you put in to me, you get out. And it's not always the case, unfortunately. I don't know though. Like, I'm gonna get past it in here. We're gonna have this conversation because I need some. I need them to kind of. We're gonna bounce some ideas off each other because I'm like I'll just say this, and I'm gonna have an opportunity to stew, and then I'm gonna shoot my little intro. But like, and I think we've had this conversation. So in your marriage, right? You know how there might be a man. She's so crazy. She be bugging out, you know. And the question is like, how was it in the beginning? Oh, she was great. She was nice. Then always the next question is like, what did you do? Like what did you do to push your relationship or your wife or your girlfriend into that space where she's acting crazy, even suspicious, or like she's so because sometimes we're good, but then when we screw something up or we just it's a pattern of things, so now we push our relationship to a space where either they're on the defenses of something like that. So I don't know. So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about accountability, the reaping and sowing, and all that, and then some. All right. Hey, Mama Corey, good morning. And make sure you share. We're going to have a great conversation. Tag somebody, tag somebody that you've been in this conversation. Um, so, I, so hold on. We'll be right back after this very, very quick intro. I got to move fast. Let's see.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
All right. Good morning, Pastor. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, man? Happy Monday, everybody in BOL
Yes.
land.
Yes. Happy Monday. Hold on one second, guys. No, they can't see you. All right. All right. Let me slide that like that. All right. All right. So today, guys, we are talking about what does accountability look like. Being accountable for self and being accountable for the actions and the temperament that you cause, and taking responsibility, because you know like many of our topics, I like to say they evolve, and they not normally, not saying they change, but I'm trying to grow it a little bit, get a clearer picture, get deeper into the conversations and things of that nature, as well as let's do this, as well as just be able to really talk about, get deep into the conversations of holding men accountable, as well as the actions of others accountable. So when I was before the intro, I was talking about the reaping and sowing. Like I said, I had a great Father's Day. They took care of me. They did some amazing stuff. And I was alluding to how I feel like maybe it wouldn't happen had I not. It's not about like the good father thing, but because I believe you'll get something just being present, and the people you marry, just I'm gonna do for you. You get on my nerves, but your father, you're here. Like you get like you're, like there's a minimum, right? Pastor, like even if you and your wife are in the worst place possible. Like me and Sam been in the worst place possible. Still get dinner. I may not get my favorite or what I really want, but it's like I'm not gonna cook for you. Like I'm gonna handle my duties as a wife because that's my commitment that I've made, the vow. But you're not about to get the extra. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Like your birthday come, I'm gonna celebrate. You're gonna get a card and maybe something. Just ain't gonna be to the level that I could do because right now, like I'm mad. And we can get into is that right or not, but it's the extra. It's the extra. Because we talk about like, you do extras, you have a good temperament in your household, you're serving and you're doing what you're supposed to do. And not only supposed to do, but you're going up and beyond and making sure everybody's good and we're happy. It's like, oh, it's happy time in the house. There's a little discipline and correcting and things of that nature, but everybody's good. You're not, when you walk in the home, they're like, oh, dad's here. Not, oh, dad's here. Yeah, because we been in our house and like, oh man, the whole temper in the house changed. Like, oh man, shh, everybody be quiet. He's going to take a nap. We don't want him yelling.
Yeah.
Let's see. He said, yeah, but Father's Day isn't about your relationship with me, right? It's about your relationship with your kids. Indeed.
Interesting.
But would you say that the extra still may deal with your relationship? Like you get the minimum, but the extra, especially when the children are younger, when they're older, they can kind of have more opinion. We should do this, and you do, but you may be a little more begrudging, but it'll still get done. But when they're young, it's like you set the temperament for everything that happens. Oh, he said, Aunt Tim says, good morning. My beautiful brother is looking at accountability for me is taking responsibility for what you say and do. Right. Be a woman and a man of your word. That's good. So dig into this conversation. I know I've kind of gone a lot of different spaces. When it comes to, let's just say Father's Day. And like Sam said, it's this is the focus on you as a father, not you as a spouse. Because like I said, our story, we've been there. How do you view it? Do you feel what I'm saying? Like as far as the level of what you get is what you kind of give into your household.
Do I measure my success by what I receive versus what I give in comparison?
In essence, what you get back.
See, to me, now maybe, I don't know, maybe I felt differently when I was 25. I don't think I've ever looked at the return.
That's good.
Right.
That's good.
I've just worked to be a father and continue to improve. Right. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not looking for appreciation. I think that it's important to be validated. Right. So what does accountability look like?
Yeah.
To me, I'm at my best. I feel at my best when there's peace.
Right.
When stuff is crazy,
right,
you don't feel like a good father.
Right. Indeed. 100%.
So my greatest reward is when there's peace.
Right.
When you can find resolve.
Yeah.
Those are the payoffs. It's not, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yesterday is fun. Father's Day is fun.
Right.
But I've never been that dude to be so wrapped up in the holiday.
Right.
I'm always looking to all the other days.
Yeah.
For peace. I tell people all the time that if you can really manage your household effectively, holidays tend to lose a little bit because you spend so much time and appreciation for each other throughout the year.
Right.
You don't have to go crazy. Now, some folks just love holidays, but for me, that's how I look at it. Accountability for me is peace in the house. Accountability for me is when people are talking. That's when you show your accountability shows. Accountability for me is, life without the last minute stuff.
Right.
You didn't tell me. Well, you were scared to tell me. Lack it to me when I'm feeling like I'm missing something. It's because I found out something that I feel like I should have known earlier on.
Right.
Right. If you're hesitant to talk to me, then I'm wondering what I did to make you feel like you can't talk to me.
Right.
That's accountability to me. When my children are free and willing to come and talk to me about the tough stuff, then I believe I'm being accountable. Now they don't always do that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But that's just, those are my measuring tools.
Gotcha. I mean, for myself, like you said, the holidays and things of that nature, like, I don't, I listen, until I got married, like, just like you, like some of the celebratory stuff and focus on certain things, never really happened until I got married. Like, it just, from my birthday, Christmas was probably the one major, my kid, as a child I got. But, my wife pulled me into got me into more the celebratory of birthdays, and, now like with Father's Day, and, she makes it a thing. And so it challenges me to make sure it's a thing for her, with the holidays. So I think it's like to me, it's like a checkpoint, every holiday is like, okay, another year. That's, a checkpoint of celebration. And like I said, I had great holidays, and we have great times throughout the year. We have the conversation. We do things for each other and stuff like that. But I do look for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if nothing was said, I'd be like, man, ain't nobody said nothing. Like, I think the way our morning started off, it's funny. Like, and the kids, they said Happy Father's Day because they were waiting to give or whatever, but they didn't say it. And I was like, the kids didn't say Happy Father's Day morning. Nobody said nothing. Like, I mean, my wife did, but they didn't. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. But because I find and that was the first time I actually was self-conscious. I was like, oh man, now we looking for it.
Listen, I got up yesterday, and my youngest said to me, I think I shared this with you guys at church. She said, hey, let me give you your Father's Day hug. Yeah. The
hug, right?
Right. And, Father's Day hug, as opposed to,
right.
Like, what's the difference between a Father's Day hug and the hug you gave me yesterday or last night before you went to bed?
Yeah. Right. Don't do that to my baby. Right. We did. We had a long weekend. We worked hard.
Hey, I echo that sentiment. Because we had a high time this weekend, and I'm tired, boss. Dog tired.
Tired. Right.
In my Mr. Coffee's voice. Like the drink, but spelled different. John Coffee. Remember John Coffee? You remember John Coffee?
He said what?
Do you remember John Coffee?
You said what?
Do you remember John Coffee?
Yeah. We talking about the Green Mile, walking the Green Mile. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Tired, boss.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it was an acknowledgement, Father. Yeah, I know, but I'm like, yeah, but I'm digging in. I'm like, wait, what other hugs do I get? Are those not genuine?
Exactly.
Let's
see. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I'm sorry, I was checking something, make sure. Here we go. No echo. All right. But yeah, it's like I said, to me, like the holidays to me in my like a checkpoint. But I get you, like sometimes, the giving is just so consistent that it's just like, oh, it is Father's Day, ain't it? But I've gotten, like I said, since being married, enjoying the celebratory moments and things of that nature. Like I know people that just they don't now acknowledge any holiday. They just like, we're not acknowledging any of the holidays. We just do what we do.
But you know what? Your wife said something.
Hey,
Samantha said that what I'm going to try to see if I can go find it again. She said something about it's not about you and me, it's about you and your children.
Right. This one,
Yeah, Father's Day isn't about your relationship with me, it's about your relationship with your kids.
Right.
Now, I say that to people. I'm like, Mother's Day and Father's Day is about the children. You're absolutely right. If you're not accountable,
right,
it does impact the relationship you have with your spouse.
right.
If you're not doing for your children,
Right.
it's going to do something between you and your wife.
Right.
So it better be about you and your children. If it ain't, it's going to be about you and your wife.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Right.
Because we get those little subtle reminders. You need to spend some time with your children. Right. What are you doing this weekend? Why don't you take your daughter out to lunch? Or why don't you take you have to get, because sometimes we get busy, we get caught up, we take things for granted, and we need those subtle reminders, and sometimes, I love this because, having a wife who's, I believe that wives, and I think I shared some of this yesterday, wives and mothers, they are who they are in their own right, but they're also a support system for the head of the household.
Right.
So they are extra eyes. So they will see things that you may not see, because you are encumbered by, the day-to-day trials of life and maintaining and all of that. And you may miss some things. And so I believe that it's important for my wife to step in there and say, hey, we appreciate you putting in the work, but because I don't like vacations, and my wife be like, look, we need to go somewhere.
Right.
Because they watch the children, and based on the children's behaviors, the mothers will be like, I need you to step in here.
Right.
And if you're not accountable in those areas, not only do you have issues with your children, but you have issues with that woman who carries your last name as well.
Definitely. Let's see. Okay, let me put up Sam's comment. She said, yeah, right. You're like a big kid. When the day's coming up, you can't wait to see what you're going to get. Yes, indeed. I am now. Dr. Rollins said, yes. Asked me, what do I love most about Sean being a father? I said, teamwork. I have an excellent partner. Awesome. That's awesome. Here's a thought. She said, I play golf and my family took me to Top Golf. I love seeing the fathers that did not play golf teacher their children. Have to hold the clubs wrong. I was wonderful to see. Oh, and awkward at the same time, right?
Yeah. You love it. But that's accountability. Look,
definitely.
If we're gonna be wrong, let's be wrong together.
Right.
Yeah. But that's good, man. I love that. But secretly, without trying to put myself on blast, I mean, obviously, we get a kick out of our families doing for us. The greatest part for me yesterday was, my family wanted to go out and do some things, and I was like, I'm tired, y'all. Can we just get some food and go home? And then, one of my daughters was like, you know what? We can't figure out where we want to go eat, so I'm gonna cook. So one of my daughters came home, actually they stopped off at the store because we were in separate cars. Me and my wife was in one car, they were in another car. They stopped off at the grocery store, picked up a couple of things, came home. She cooked, and we sat around in the family room and ate dinner on TV tables, and laughed, watched TV, and had a great time. And my wife was capturing the moment. So when you can come together, like, to me, that shows accountability.
Right.
You can bring your family together. Not everybody was here, but the ones that were here, you come together and you laugh and joke. I mean, like, laugh till your eyes water.
Right.
To me, that tells a story. Like, you're where you're supposed to be.
Right.
I get phone calls from my children that aren't here, to say Happy Father's Day. I love you. I appreciate you. That stuff it's a great feeling. And I'm saying, like, for me, I'm kind of sideways with it because, I'm always thinking, like, I grew up without my father, so I didn't get a chance to do this stuff with a father.
Right. Yeah.
So to receive it is even more special.
Right.
For me.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sean showed out at Top Golf.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course he did. All he has to do is show up, and it's going to be a show out.
Yes. Showed out.
Yeah.
Laugh to your stomach hurts. Best laughs. Indeed.
Yes, man. Absolutely.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's definitely that accountability, kind of holding yourself to a standard, of what you do. Do you, okay, let me ask you this. I'm in the space. Do you hold other men accountable based on what you see? Okay, let me ask it this way, because I'm not the people like me and you got a relationship. I'm open, you see me clowning, you're gonna call me out because this is our relationship. But those that you connected to, or but they're not positioned in a receptive space, if that makes sense. Like they don't have that reception kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like they ain't gonna ask your opinion, they ain't reaching out, but you see clowning happening in front of you.
In front of me?
No, let me be more clear. Not in front. You know about the clowning. It doesn't happen in front of you, but you know about the clowning. And let's not go to the level. It's not like abusive, but they're not positioned as a father. They're not there, and not even like enough. Like if there was not a measuring stick kind of, well, they're not really being a father, kind of, not that. They're just clearly not handling business, like there's a separation and not seeing their kids or whatever. Do you step in and ask those questions? Right. He said right there. He got the daddy face quick. Like happening in front of me.
Because those who know me know that if it's in front of me,
right.
It's hard for me to stay quiet.
But do you say something, or like you kind of know
about it? It depends on my relationship with that individual.
Right.
Because I'm not going to volunteer into another man's house.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm invited in, absolutely.
Gotcha.
But if we're close enough,
right?
Yeah, I may call you up and be like, "Hey, man, how you doing?"
Right.
Talk to me.
Gotcha.
Right? I'm never afraid to do that. But it really, really depends on the depth of relationship I have with that individual.
Right.
How often do I see this person's face?
Right.
Right. Because I have people on the job that I hold accountable because we communicate, we talk about families and things like that. And if I hear something crazy, I'm going to say something. But if they hear something crazy, I say something.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that, my confidence comes from the fact that I'm willing to receive it as well.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism.
True.
Yeah.
That's good. Vicky Hall says, children are a precious gift from God. We are accountable to teach them the way in this life, from babies to young adults. Their minds are being molded spiritually, mentally, and their health. Indeed. Sam says, I don't know. I feel like you're going to figure out a way to, I guess, be some kind of insight, to offer some insight. Okay.
To offer. Yeah, but again, wisdom comes into play there, and that Vicky Hall, that's my Aunt Jackie, y'all. Oh, that's Bible. Yeah, that's my auntie. I got another auntie on here. Hey, auntie.
Hey, auntie.
Love you. But she said Bible. That's in Deuteronomy. That's in Proverbs. That's train up a child on the way that they should go. These things that I've given you, teach to your children. Right. Mm-hmm. When you lay down, when you get up, we talked about some of that stuff recently. And so that's absolutely critical. I emphasize it all the time in the way that they should go.
Right.
Be accountable to giving them what God has given us to give to them. Like Paul said, for I've given unto you that which God has given to me. Right.
Right.
So that's how I look at it. I was going to go back to what Sean said. Wisdom has to be applied.
Okay.
And again, it's based on the level, the type of relationship you have. Remember, we talked about the 3 C's, right? You can't talk to a comrade in the level that you talk to a confidant.
Right.
Those are two different types of relationships.
Right.
You know, truly, you
Right.
can only go so deep.
Yeah.
Right. And so you have to find creative ways. But again, my emphasis is I'm not going to jump into somebody else's house.
Right. Right.
Now, publicly, I will jump into a situation that's playing out in front of me.
Right.
But I'm not going to jump into somebody's house.
Right. Rollins said you address it, but with a different level of speaking on it. Surface level for someone not close with you, not close. Go deeper with someone built a relationship with, indeed. Or if they ask meaning, yeah, they want information. Yeah, of course, the opening definitely is an opportunity to share. I always say, good morning, I love you. But yeah, it definitely, I think I will say that's probably my space that I'm working on, like just to, when I know, and like I said, in front of you is kind of like an easy to respond to, but kind of knowing, and of course, like with anything, there's always like two sides, but if you know the person, you like, yeah, most of that's true. Like you just, oh yeah, I know his character. I know enough about him. Like, yeah, I can see him doing that. And just, I guess, being able to step in and to help, because I guess for me, like it's getting to a space where I realize I'm trying to help you become better. I mean, this is the hard part, because it's like no excuse. This is what you're doing. This is what you should, you need to at least start working on, like building and growing, relationship, whatever. And I guess that's been my struggle going forward.
Wait, specifically what though has been your struggle?
Just, I guess, stepping in and giving advice, like knowing a situation, right? Like, not, like I said, not playing out in front of me. That's kind of like the easier step in, but knowing like what's going on in a household, knowing the people enough where it's like, how do you share advice when you feel like it's not going to be received?
I think it's a confidence thing.
Okay.
You are a passive. You're naturally passive.
Right.
Right. So I don't see you jumping out there anywhere. Right. But I do believe that the older you get and the more validated your philosophies have been, when things begin to play out before you and you see, oh, yep, you remember I told you that? Yeah. You see that? Yeah. Right. When that stuff begins to play out, your confidence increases. Right. As well as your evolution in relationships with people that you come in contact with. Right. So I think that as you grow older, there's a reason why old people have no problem talking.
Right. They just say it.
I've been on the earth too long, seen it, done it. I've seen that 6 Ways from Sunday.
Right.
You sound silly.
Right.
Right. The more experience you have, the more confidence you obtain, you gain. And so, but if you're naturally a passive individual,
right,
it takes a little bit more because it's a personality thing. Right. If someone were to come and ask you what you think about something, of course, you're going to tell them.
No doubt.
If someone were to come and ask you, do you think I was right? You're going to be like, nah, man, you messed that up, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So your personality drives it.
Right.
In a way.
I got you.
If you're naturally outgoing,
yeah, it's easy.
You kind of get in trouble for saying stuff you probably shouldn't have said, like I do all the time. Right. So passive, so I would expect an answer like that coming from you, just because of your personality type. Not that you don't know, you just like, nah, I ain't messing with that. That could go a lot of different ways. I'm just not even trying to.
Yeah,
confidence takes you a long way. Absolutely,
indeed.
Absolutely,
indeed. All right. Quick reset. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us, the Brothers of Legacy, being a part of all that we do. And make sure you join our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. Never miss a broadcast. And if you're not join our Discord community, make sure you do so. Join our Discord community. Click the link in the description and be a part of all the extra stuff we got going on. What else going on? Oh, make sure tonight you come hang out with us. Purposeful Forever. Me and my wonderful wife will be on at 8 p.m. So make sure you connect to our text LWN to 84576 and don't miss out on that. So today again we are discussing what does accountability look like? What does accountability look like, and how do we hold ourselves accountable? How do we hold those that are around accountable, and then some? So okay. Again, we appreciate you guys for rocking and hanging with us. Another edition of Brother Legacy. So let me ask. So we talk about the strangers. We kind of delved into ourselves and holding ourselves accountable. Is it like at this level, right? Though we are open to hear from outside opinions or people that watch, is it challenging to hear kind of like if they see a situation, see you handling a situation, and they say something to you, either your interaction with your wife or interaction with your children, is it harder to, let me ask this first, is it harder to hear a marital interaction or a children interaction, somebody say something? Which one is more difficult to hear from? If someone says,
you mean external?
Yeah, external
constructive criticism.
Yes.
I got to a place years ago where I'll never forget this. This guy was teasing me. He said, "Man, you better take your woman home, take your wife home, because she looking real good." I said, You can work on it. You might even get her attention. Oh God, you might even get her home. And you'll bring her right back. Because you're not going to be able to keep up. My confidence is in who I am to my family.
Right.
So I don't worry about that stuff. Right. People are going to say, they're going to do with it. If something is received and you can apply it, you take it. If you can't, let it roll down the sleeve.
Right.
It's just not, because people are going to talk. You're going to find awkward situations where somebody probably stepped over the line. But the reality is, depending on the situation, thank you, appreciate you, and keep it moving. I'm not that. Who are you to be trying to tell me, get out of my big? Nah.
Right.
Thank you, bless you, appreciate you, and keep it moving, because I'm okay with where I am. I can receive what I need to receive, and if it doesn't apply, then I just won't apply it.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh Lord. All right. I get you. I mean, I hear you. Yeah.
David Skay. You said the name. I didn't. You said that.
He said David Scott.
Yeah, because I have witnesses, so I can say this. This was. I don't want to put that man out there like that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
She put his name out there. That's her state representative, not mine. Yeah, we were taking a photo shoot. It was a photo op. I'm out there, at the church. We're at this community event, and politicians are out there doing their little photo ops with people. Right. And we had our church shirts on. Mine says pastor, hers says first lady. Wow. And we're standing out in front of she laughing because she knows I'm about to go there.
Wow.
And they have like this rostrum with the state of Georgia seal on it, so he's a state representative. He's smiling for the cameras and all of that. and we go up and we get introduced to him. Dr. Rollins does a lot of work with him.
Right.
And he wants us, we want to take a picture. And so the rostrum is here. So I'm standing to one side of the rostrum with my wife, and he's standing on the other side of the rostrum, and we're going to take a picture. He brings my wife over next to him.
Wow.
And I'm just like, how you just gonna take my wife? Right? Dr. Rollins and Minister Fletcher, I got people out there, you know, and I'm looking, and I thought it was hilarious.
Wow.
You know, because he got to be 70-something years old. And he grabs my wife, and I heard gently by her forearm and brings her over. You know, I'm gonna let her stand next to me.
Wow.
Man, I'm gonna kick you in your head. Pulling my wife away from me.
Right.
But I play it off, and I just like, it's a photo op. Let him, you know, this might be the greatest feeling of the day for him.
Right.
And we take the picture, and I keep
thank
going.
you. Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, you're saying no, thank you, but I'm saying, like, you know, that situation could have got real ugly if I was less than wise, you know, and feeling insecure and all of that, you know. So that's an example of me saying I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Right. Said, yeah. Wow. Right.
Yeah, that happened.
Wow.
You know, in my mind, I was going back in him like I need to knock him out, you know. But I'm like, we're not gonna do that today.
Right.
We're just not gonna do that today.
Right.
You know, you got the name of your church stamped on your chest.
We've been in the news.
You know.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anton was off work that day.
Nice. Oh, so again, today we're what does accountability look like? Mm-hmm. What does accountability look like? And those are those moments, you know, those moments where I'm gonna try to hold my peace, you know, so that we don't change the direction of our destiny based on someone else's actions. And we see past the moment. We see past the moment. And
you have to, you know, both from a protective standpoint, you know, you have to protect your future.
Right.
Guard your future with your decisions of today. And that's what accountability looks like. You know, are the decisions that I make today going to benefit me tomorrow, or are they going to harm me or my family tomorrow? Right. That's the true mark of accountability, not being short-sighted, not being able to see afar off. You know, Peter, the book of Peter talks about that. Second Peter. So yeah, that's critical. Accountability is seeing into the future, hoping that your future present is a blessing.
Right. There you go. Not my future past.
I know, right? Distinguished gentleman. Come on.
Oh man.
He's running again, by the way.
Yep. He is. Indeed.
Yep. He's using a picture of himself that looks like it's about 25 years old. But...
I know. Sorry, the producer said, "Move on. Let's move on." Okay, so
I shouldn't.
So listen, we appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. You know, supporting. Appreciate you. As we talk about what does accountability look like, and how do we navigate our own accountability and those of others that are around us. You know, some of the biggest challenges I think personally is when things are going awry and you need someone to check you a little bit. You know, you got to put it out there, and it just like to have that is it me moment. Is it me, or am I right in my feelings? You know, is it me? And have someone give you the truth about situations. You know, and that's what the connections and that's what the village and community is for. And that's what Brothers of Legacy is about, you know, pulling us in to have the conversation so we don't make so many snap judgments and ruin our direction, ruin our fight towards our destiny. Because we know as men, sometimes we react. See we jump right on it. Whereas if we just took a moment to think about it, we could have a more prosperous life instead of be so quick to react to certain situations. So definitely appreciate you guys for rocking and listening. Good morning. Um, for watching and listening. And accountability, like I said, for me, I think for a big part of my life, it's just I didn't want to get into a space of accountability. Like I I would hear you, but I think once it got real thick and I see you really trying to hold me accountable, that's when I would shy away. I wouldn't call as much, because for most, it's like someone's not really gonna chase you unless you're in like the worst place and you're pulling somebody that they know into a bad place. So they're like, I'm here. If you need something, I'm here. And instead of calling, I would react, and do what I felt was right instead of having someone hold me accountable for the situation or even asking, how should I react to this?
Do you know why?
Do I know why?
Why you conduct yourself? Why you act that way?
I think I just wanted to be in my mess and I just wanted to be my way. Like it's like you want something to change and you want the help, but it's like, I don't want to change, and I don't want I need you to change everything around me, but just not me, because it's what's around me that needs to change. It's not me,
So you blame it on somewhat, you blame it somewhat on being a little self-centered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
go ahead. I get that. Yeah. Right. I've had the same experience earlier on in my life for a different reason. Mine came from, I'm not putting my business in the streets. Right.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Stay out of my business. Right. Leave me alone. Because I grew up, we come up, our community is don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Every Black person's house is Vegas.
Right. Goes on here, stays.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so it was a lot of that for me.
Okay.
Like I don't invite anybody in. I don't need your advice. We're going to figure this thing out and go crazy amongst ourselves.
Right.
Because that's what you're going to do. You end up going crazy.
Right.
But I think, but the outcome is the same because you don't get fixed.
Right. True.
Right.
True.
You wallow in your ignorance.
Yeah.
Because that's how, I'm not calling you ignorant. I'm saying that's how I felt about it. I'm like, man, I had this help all along. All I had to do was ask. Right. It is better when you get help.
Yeah. That's the craziest part. You realize, because you start thinking back, like you try to say, I ain't never had, I think I did. Yeah, I did have some help. I did. I had the number.
Of help.
They gave me
a lot of help.
Each phase, every place I went, I had a number. Yeah. I had a number. I had somebody. It was, I can't honestly
Can you just think about the number of times you've heard the word, the question, or the statement, let me know if you need anything. I'm here. Right. Yes. And how few times you actually exercised it. Right.
Yes.
That's the thing. And that's when you realize, wow, there may be a couple of folks who said that just for the sake of saying it, but I'll never know because I never asked.
Right.
You have not because you asked not.
Right. 100%. Yes. And keeping it real, like since I've been married, there's every phase, every place I move, any place I've gone, like there's always been like the person where I left and then the person that I met. Persons or people. Honestly, I think it started growing. Like I had several that I could have, to help me get out of a jam or before I get into a jam, with advice. So it's interesting you say that. Now I'm thinking like, always had, like, it's kind of like the life preserver was like right there. Like all you had to do was reach out and you didn't have to drown in the situation. Like just put your hand up, you know. and so honestly, like, I'm glad we're having this conversation, because anybody out here that's watching this or seeing this or listening on replay, I can almost guarantee you there is somebody or somebodies or even some organization or something you're attached to that can keep you out of trouble or help you in your situation. Not when you're just drowning, but to help get you on a path to better decisions. But you just got to be willing to reach out. This right there, I'm sure. Because it's like, because Pastor, pretty much everywhere you go, there's always someone genuine that sees it like, if you need something, call me. Here's my number. Call me. Yeah.
I've said it enough.
Right. right.
Seriously. My thing is, when I like, and for me, if I say it, I mean it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it and not mean it. I tell people all the time, my mantra is, I will always do what I can, but not what I can't.
Right.
And I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, because that tells the truth.
Right.
Whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it as, genuine or not, that's up to you. But that's how I feel in my heart. I'll always do what I can. And far too many times I'm guilty of doing what I can't.
Right.
What I should not have, and you get in, and I feel like, what we have to learn as believers is, when you begin to do things like that, you're moving God out of the way.
Right.
And you're moving into God territory, God real estate. So there's no real benefit for you. Whatever you give up in those cases is gone.
Right.
And so but that's why wisdom is so critical, to prevent us from being enablers of bad behavior.
Right. Don't be an enabler.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the next phase right there. All right. So listen, we appreciate you guys for rocking and hanging with us and being a part of all that we do. Hopefully you got something out of this. And we always like to close out with at least a solution or an answer. Like, again, 9 times out of 10, if you're struggling, there's someone available, someone around, and you can connect with us. Even if you join our Discord group, this is probably like the best way to just, hey, I'm going through, I need help, and give us an opportunity to connect with you and see how we can help you, see what resources we can connect you to. All right. Just know that I was going to sing it, but I'm not. You are not alone. You are not alone. So we appreciate you guys being here.
I am here with you. No far apart. You're always in my heart.
We look forward to see you same time, same channel. Continue to be safe, do the right thing. And we will see you in the AM. All right. So stay connected. Join our community. Text LW and take 4576. Peace out.